Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and today we'll be featuring a art supply that I found at my local stationery store. Before we get started, of course, I have to give out my disclaimers. I live near a major highway here in Belize, and therefore you will hear the motor vehicles as they pass. I also live outside of the city of Belize, and you will hear the wildlife mostly birds. So you will hear the birds calling, chirping, crying in my background. And I also have dogs, and right now I have them outside. They should be asleep, but if anyone comes near the house, you will hear them start bark. Now let's get back to our regular scheduled program. Okay, I went to my local stationery store and I found this, and I saw actually this Pointer Art Lapices De Dibujo. And in retrospect, it's just a set of graphite pencils ranging from 9B to H. And they also have an F grade pencil in there. Now, the blackest lead of graphite pencil I have was an 8B. And I have seen on other YouTube channels and while browsing AliExpress.com that they also have up to a 12B and a 12H. But I've always been curious about the F grade graphite pencils and the 9B, because I wanted to see how dark in comparison the 9B is to the 8B, which I am more accustomed to using. Let's see how that goes. Of course, I have my swatch card already put out. Let me put that over there to reduce some of the glare. And what we have is I've started from the F grade up to the 9B. And when I look at it from this angle, I don't see much of a difference between the F, this is here, and the H. There's not minor difference. The F tend to be a little more darker than the H when I superimpose the color. But really and truly, the graphite pencil lead that I'm more accustomed to is actually 2B. I actually do a lot of my artwork in 2B grade pencil. And when I compare the Pointers Art grade graphite pencil, B, 2B, and 3B, as you can see, there's not much of a difference in this line. And when I compare the 8B to the 9B, again, there's not much of a difference between this 8B to this 9B. Now I'd like to see what the 12B looks like, and maybe I would, but at this time I just basically have way too much graphite pencils, and this is already a 12 set, and so I'm just holding off on graphite pencils for right now. Now the Pointer Art Lapices De Dibujo comes in this metal tin, and it has this little filmed over it, and these are the pencils. I made this swatch card separately because I love to have swatches of all my art products with the corresponding products, and this is basically how they look. This is the F, the H, HB, B, 2B, 3B, 4B, 5B, 6B, 7B, 8B, and 9B. Now, some of the interesting things I have learned now that I'm getting into art is that F means fine point, H means hardness, B means black. So the greater the B, the darker the lead, and the greater the H, the harder the lead. Therefore, the color will be lighter. I do have an HB in my hand. I just want to test first of all to see if it's water soluble, and I do have a swatch sheet here. I'm just gonna put down some color, and then I'm gonna use a number 12. This is just a generic number 12 brush. I'm gonna see if I could pull out any No, it's not really water soluble. You do pull out a little bit of color, but for the most part, it is not water soluble. So these pencils are not water soluble at all, okay? One of the things I think this set of coloring pencil will be great for is for testing values in artwork. Now, values is not something I necessarily test a lot or do a lot in my drawing. I usually like to work flat. But today, without doing any practice, or with minimal practice, I should say, I want to do a value scheme. And the one that I did yesterday, the value scheme I did yesterday was mountains. And so I decided today, without only having one practice underneath my belt, to do a value scheme of these coloring pencils, doing mountains. Now I've already have a swatch in mind, or a swatch now, a test in mind, what I'm going to draw. So now let's get to it. Okay, we're finished. As you can see, I actually had to pull out my tortillions or blending stumps. What can I say about these pencils? They are hexagonal shaped, and it can be a little tiresome for people who don't like pointy edges. Sorry, but it started to rain. It can't fit in any standard size sharpener, and it does smudge. All in all, it's a great practice pencil. They're not water soluble, and they don't go down very, very smoothly. It's like there's a little roughness to the texture when you're coloring it. You feel a little bump, so I think the lead itself is not very smooth, but that's okay. It's a student grade type of graphite, and a pencil is a pencil. All in all, it is a great pencil to practice with. I probably will be doing more pencil work from this day forward because I like the variations in values that I get. I love the value range of it. Even though some of them seems rather similar, I still do enjoy the value range of this set. And that's all the time. Hold on. I am so sorry. I don't know what's going on. I'm just stumbling all over my words. But thank you so much, guys, for joining me on this journey. It is a fun, fun, exciting ride, learning new things in art. And thank you for being with me. Continue sending blessings and love your way, and see you in the next one. Bye.